How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be talking about a new horror movie I'm really excited for. I guess I should address, I am in the car right now, between actual real-world Thanksgiving stuff, but also wrapping up a short film, the production side of it. Been super busy lately, but seeing as how the movie we're going to be talking about has a Black Friday scene in it, I figured shooting in a Walmart parking lot might actually be appropriate. But anyway, the movie we're going to be taking a look at, Thanksgiving. This just came out November 17th, 2023, directed by Eli Roth, who you guys know for Cabin Fever and Hostel, and also the original trailer. More on that in a second. This movie stars Nell Verlaque, Patrick Dempsey, Ty Olsson, and Gina Gershon, and is the third spin-off of the Grindhouse double feature. Basically, a while ago, Quentin Tarantino made Death Proof and Robert Rodriguez made Planet Terror, and they released them together as a double feature, a throwback to the 1970s and 80s Grindhouse movies. And in that feature, they put 5 fake trailers, 2 of which got made into movies relatively quickly, Machete and Hobo with a Shotgun. Now, we're still waiting on Don't and Werewolf Woman of the SS, but Thanksgiving was probably the one that people wanted for a while. The fake trailer was referencing those post-Halloween holiday slashers. There were quite a few of them, and it looked really fun. And people were wondering when it would come out, would they actually ever make it? And then I go to my local theater to watch a movie, and out of the blue, I see a trailer for it. I'm like, oh, we're actually doing this? Why didn't anyone tell me? And yeah, the marketing for this movie kinda sucked because it was something I was interested in and almost flew under my radar too. I really wish they had promoted this better, because this is a pretty good movie. If you guys like the modern slashers like Halloween 2018 and the new Scream movies, it does kind of feel like that. One of those brutal and visceral slashers, but with Eli Roth's signature humor. There is so many good jokes and gags in here. Not like over-the-top comedy, but the Black Friday scene is both brutal and hilarious. And then, like, the first kill, there's this kill with this dumpster. I won't spoil how it plays out, but a lot of the theater legitimately laughed out loud. And I really did like that. So, you got brutal, visceral kills, really good, hard slasher with teeth. Combine that with Eli Roth's humor and a good sense of slasher history. Like, for real, referencing things like the original Halloween, but also the other holiday films. There is a good chunk of My Bloody Valentine in here, so that's always great. But then even going through, picking things from slasher history like Scream, the element of who's the killer and can I protect my friends, that's very much in here. As well as going and becoming and kind of feeling like the new slashers, again, like the new Scream movies and like Halloween 2018, and it does have that feel behind it, and that is kind of my gripe, because those movies, they're good and they have their place, but there's things like, I don't know, I just never got as invested in the modern ones as I did the old classics, The characters are just a little harder to care about the new ones and to, really, I don't know, dive in and really get into them. I wish this felt more like an 80s film than a 2020s film, and it really does. The thing is, though, they did keep the town pretty timeless, and I like that. It's modern day, but there's lots of old buildings, and there's, it's got old cars and stuff, so it does feel like the past is still alive here. And then when you see things like cell phones and stuff, yeah, that's modern, and I don't particularly like seeing cell phones in movies featured heavily, but at least they did them as part of the mystery and as part of the things you had to figure out to track the killer down. But I think a good example of sensibilities is probably how they reinvented the trampoline kill. In this one, the knife gets her in the leg first, and then as she's bouncing around, she gets stabbed a few times. That's visceral and dangerous feeling, but it's not the crude joke that the trailer's trampoline kill was, if you guys want to look it up. But the original trailer's trampoline kill was one stab in a very inappropriate place, but that was crude humor, and the shock, and you really did feel that one stab probably as much as the 3 stabs that are in this version of the movie. So yeah, it is different sensibilities. It's playing to a different time, and really I almost feel like in the world of Tarantino movies, where the people see these movies in their theaters, I kind of feel like maybe this was a remake of the 83 or whatever Thanksgiving, but that's just something we'll have to think about. Overall, it is good. It is visceral. It does have Eli Roth's sense of humor. It is one of the better slashers to come out in a while. I'm not a fan that it's so modern. I wish it felt more 80s, you know? But without further ado, let's talk a bit about the plot. I'm not going to do any major spoilers, but I want to take a moment, analyze a few plot points, and kind of dig through this movie. Now, I know people are really sensitive to spoilers for new movies, so if you want to go in as blind as possible, feel free to stop now, but I won't talk about the end, just a few things leading up to it. But anyway, we open up with Black Friday. The store's opening at 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day, and interrupting some lower class people, the people that actually work at the shop, it's interrupting their dinner, but not the boss's dinner. And we get to see how these people that have to actually work, they're getting their Thanksgiving ruined. They go into the store, and the boss's kid and her friends are inside the store messing around. When the rioting shoppers outside see this, they barge in and people get trampled to death. It is several things with this scene. I mean, you could have almost made this one scene into its own horror movie. Like, you could have just expanded this, because there is humor, like a guy getting glass in his throat going through the door, and as he's dying, he's reaching for a waffle maker. That is perfect. And there's blood, so there's jokes, there's horror, but also thinking about, like, you know, this is just a day of shopping. You wouldn't suspect that this would be your last day on Earth and this is where you would die. But things like this have happened in real life, which is the sucky, sad part of it all. And I think we get humor, horror, and social commentary all wrapped up into one. But of course, we get a year later and the store is going to do their sale again, and not too many people are happy. And we do get the My Bloody Valentine thing of her boyfriend from last year had left town and disappeared. She moved on to someone else, and now her old boyfriend is back. Again, very original My Bloody Valentine, kind of using that as the structure, but people will eventually start getting killed. Anyone involved in the riot in any way. And seeing as how the girl let her friends in, and seeing them in the store cause the riot, it wasn't intentional, and people were definitely jerks in this riot. There are some real bad guys that you wait to get their comeuppance, but she is inadvertently the most responsible, even though she behaved the least poorly. So the killer will eventually show up, and he's picking off people related to that, and it's getting people going, oh my gosh, what should we do? Should we leave town? Will the killer come after me next? And he's got his system down, and he's going after these people, and you really do feel threatening. And I do like when you find out more about him and how he's able to do this. It was actually really thought out, and a good twist later on in the movie. I thought that was fun, and you do feel a sense of danger throughout these things. You don't know who was really affected, because you know who died in the riot, but you don't know who was friends with who cared more about someone than they may have let on. You don't know how everybody in town really knew each other, and really anyone could be a suspect. And I really did like that, where it really did feel like anyone could go, and it could be anyone, like the best of the Scream movies. And there are some really, really fun sequences in here. There's a scene in school with this beautician classroom that they're hiding in, and there is a really fun, almost Scooby-Doo-esque gag in there. And yeah, several just really fun scenes leading up to a good, big, over-the-top finale. Overall, again, I thought Thanksgiving was pretty good. I just wish that they had pitched it more in the style of the 80s movies that the original trailer was going for. But other than that, scary, funny, brutal, it's pretty cool, and I really did like it. Just would have liked it better in the 80s style, But anyway, I can definitely recommend it. It's fun. Probably going on the top 10 horror movies of the year, and I'm glad we finally got this. So here's hoping we'll eventually get the last couple Grindhouse trailers and have a complete collection. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom, probably my 2023 movies playlist. If you guys want to see more, you can click there and see more. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.